Hi everybody, welcome back to Gears and Glory. Today we have a very special guest. We have Jure Portelli. Say hello.
Hello, everyone.
She's filming from a very special location. Would you like to share with everybody where you are right now?
I'm currently in the cafe at Fuji Speedway. I tried to have my camera set up so you could see the track in the background because there's like an amazing view of the track from here, but I was getting washed out, so that's okay.
We've had some teething issues this morning, but we've finally worked it out. I guess before we get into the real serious racing talk, what is one thing that people don't know about you outside of motorsport? Like, who is Jure Portelli?
So you brought this up before, but one thing a lot of people don't actually know about me is how to actually say my name. So my name is pronounced Jure, and it comes from the first two letters of my parents' name, J-U for Justin and R-E for Rebecca. Jure.
Oh my god. That's a fun
Yeah.
fact. What is the most butchered your name has been?
There's like, I don't even know. I probably can't even like recreate how they said it. There's so many ways people say it. It's so funny. But I'm used to it at this point.
That's people. Yes.
Yeah.
My daughter's Lucia, which like isn't really a difficult name in theory, but like even her name gets butchered. I'm like, how? It drives me insane. I don't know how you put up with it. I suppose let's go back to where everything started for you. How did you first get into karting?
It really had nothing to do with me, to be honest. My dad wanted to teach my sister how to drive before she got our learners, and a guy near us was selling two go-karts and a trailer, and Dad's kind of like, well, this could be something interesting, teach girls how to drive. So we brought them. She drove one, I drove the other one, and then as we grow up, I kind of got competitive with it, and then yeah.
Well, I guess that sort of answers like my next thought. Like, I guess when you first got in, there probably wasn't a moment where you were like, this is it, like this could be a career. But I guess what point did you really think you could make a career out of racing?
Yeah, at the start, it was like we said, it was kind of just for the fun and for the learning of it. So at our track where we started, the lap times in a cadet car was about a 48 seconds. We were probably doing like a 2-minute 48 seconds. So we were both way off the pace. And it was like,
Yeah.
I wasn't really at that competitive level like from the beginning. It was just like a, slow step. But yeah, as we kept going, we found some people who kind of helped progress my experience level and develop my skills. So that was very helpful.
Was motorsport sort of something you were interested in beforehand, or did like your dad buying these two go-karts literally kickstart everything?
No, it really kickstarted everything. We came from like hardly any motorsport relations in the family, so we kind of, I don't know, brought it into the family, I guess. But yeah, it was interesting having to learn motorsports from the ground up. None of us knew anything about a go-kart, about cars, about the people involved in it, about how to even grow in the sport. So it was definitely a quick and steep learning curve, but yeah, I wouldn't change it.
What was sort of like the first category of motorsport you like got into like watching and following, like drivers category? What was your choice?
My choice, like we watched a little bit on TV here and there. Like we're never big into, F1 or a bit. My dad was a little involved in rally back in the day, but it wasn't really something that he grew up, like encouraging us to do or anything. It just kind of all happened. Yeah, so back to the TV, when we were getting into it, my dad was watching TV and an interview from Maya Werg was on the TV, and it was just after she had won the Ferrari Driver Academy Rising Stars program. And then Dad said to, I think it was my mum, he was like, oh, that'd be such a cool thing for Jure to do one day. Like, that's such a crazy opportunity. So she was probably one of my role models from the start.
Yeah, I love Maya. Like, there's something like she's a good driver, and even like off track her personality, like she seems like a great person. I love
Such
that.
a fun person, yeah.
That kind of feeds me straight into my next point. you were part of the FIA Girls on Track Rising Stars program. You're one of the top 8, if I'm not wrong. And you went to that training camp in, I think it was Italy. What on earth was it like getting that call, being like, yeah, you're in?
Yeah, like I said, I knew the program had existed because I'd been following it, but never in a million years would I have thought that I'd be selected for it. So it's just crazy, like having my parents literally knock on the door and say, "Hey, like we're going to Italy." We at the start we thought it was a scam because it was too good to be true, but we ended up like sorting it all out, booking flights, and I rung up Alice Buckley because she'd done the program the year before, just to get a few get a few words in of how the experience went for her, and yeah, it was pretty much on a plane from there heading over there.
How exciting is that? That's insane.
It's crazy.
What did it sort of entail? Like, I guess from the outside we don't see as much as you experience. So like, what was a typical day like within that training camp?
Well, going back to finding out, when we had been following it, the first part of the program was in go-karting. So from the start, we thought it was all go-karting and heading over there, we're going to do laps around the track, and it was all going to be in karting. And on the plane over there, my dad had Wi-Fi, and he opens up his emails, and it's a photo of the F4 steering wheel and saying, like, you have to learn all the buttons. And then he wakes me up and he's like, Jure, we're not driving go-karts over here. We're driving F4s. So that was the first shock for all of us. And then, pretty much from the first day of the training camp, it was 2.5 days. The first half day was the seat fitting and the car setup. So it's just hours and hours of getting the car ready for me. And then the next morning it was pretty much get to the track, jump in the car and drive fast. So at that point, I don't think I had ever driven a car, let alone like knew what a clutch was. And I had to jump in the car and drive it. And I was just like, what the heck? But yeah, it was definitely an experience that that I won't forget, I guess. So the first half of the first day I was driving, there was I think 3 15 or 20-minute sessions, and in between the sessions we're either doing data or fitness tests or like coordination tests, all that sort of fun stuff.
Gosh, you really said your dad wanted you to learn how to drive a car, and you got that, didn't you?
He wanted me to
drive
a car.
Literally. That's insane. And especially like you've got karting experience and then straight into like surprise running an F4 car. Was that like nerve-wracking or like exciting? Like, what was the emotion around that?
I think when I finally felt it set in was when I was sitting in the car about to go out for the first session. It was just like so much noise, yet like I couldn't hear anything around me, and it was just like looking through around the halo, like all the Prema team and like the FIA and all the media crew like taking photos. I was just like, whoa. But yeah, like there was so much going on, but I was still so calm. It was such a weird feeling in the moment. Yeah, I think it because it was kind of thrown at us, I just kept calm, and it didn't really give me time to get nervous or like freak out about it.
Yeah, just did what you had to do.
Just did what I had to do.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people say like the transition from like karts to cars can like be quite a huge shift. You obviously didn't have a great deal of time to prepare for that. Do you feel like it was an insane difference, or was there similarities? Like,
It is roughly comparative. I mean, in a go-kart, you're in a small go-kart on a small track, so it feels super fast. And then in an F4, you're kind of in a bigger go-kart on a bigger track. So there is similarities in that. But I think in a car, it's completely different. Like, there's so much that you can learn from go-karting, more racecraft wise, but when you jump into a car, there's things like aero and trail braking and like downforce and heel toe shifting, and even just shifting gears and using a clutch that you don't have in a go-kart. So I think there's a lot driving wise to learn. in that step up.
Yeah. Do you think there was like a huge, like, I guess, mental and like physical challenge to it? Like, obviously, a little go-kart, a bigger F4 car was like, obviously, you got it straight in, but after that, do you feel like there was a lot of like mental, physical challenges you had to prepare for?
I was already training, like I had Matt and Ash from Evo Prime, who's a local gym, and they dedicate a program to me, motorsport based. So I was already training in karting pretty intensely. So I think the jump physically wasn't too bad because I was always kind of keeping myself fit. Mentally, I think every day is different and everyone's got their different, strengths and weaknesses mentally. But at the end of the day, we're all doing it because we love it. So we kind of work around the highs and the lows.
No, that's so good. And I mean, you've made a huge step now. As we just spoke about, you're in Japan. You're racing. Is it the Vita 01, if I'm not mistaken? Is that what these
Yeah,
cars are called?
yeah.
Because they're very interesting. I've seen you on Instagram how well you're doing. I guess what was it like to drive around Fuji Speedway for the first time?
I mean, exactly. It's Fuji Speedway. Like, who wouldn't love it? But it was such a
Yeah.
long process for us to get here. It was pretty much a 2-year process of back and forth, organizing like the licensing and the networking and the contacts. So, like, being able to finally get in the car and do the laps on the track was like almost a relief, but yet it was so exciting and
Yeah.
like thrilling. Even just being in another country racing. Like I only started 4 years ago. I would have never thought at that time in 4 years I'll be overseas racing at like such a well-known racetrack, but it was crazy. The first session, there was like Porsches and Ferraris and McLarens all driving on the track at the same time as me, and I was passing some of them. Like I was passing a Porsche, I think it was a GT3 RS, but it was like what? I was like, I can't believe what I'm doing right now. Yeah.
No, that's so surreal. Like, so many people don't even get the chance to like race at such like an iconic like raceway. Like,
Uh-huh.
that's huge. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Obviously Japan's a huge car culture. Like, they've got really cool car culture over there. What
Hmm.
is the main differences between Australian and Japanese like racing culture? Like, is it better? Is it worse? Like, what have you noticed?
It's just like unbelievable. I mean, like 4 days ago, the F1 house was testing here, and then throughout the week there's been Fuel Fest on, and the actors from Fast and Furious have been here, and that's just like on a random Tuesday during the week. It's like what? It's crazy. There's always events and like crazy cars and crazy people at the track, just like on every day of the week. It's insane, but yeah, I
Yeah.
think the culture here is just like beyond.
So yeah, I have seen that you've been racing alongside a few Japanese females. Is like females racing there like more common than in Australia, do you think? Or like pretty on par?
Hmm. I think I'm not too sure like numbers wise. I think that they're very supportive of it though, and encouraging, and it's like norm, girls and boys, there's no question about it. There's like the Kyoto Cup, and like girls are encouraged to race here, and there's a whole class for girls in formula cars, and it's probably one of the higher levels of racing here, and that's something that I would love to do if I got the opportunity to. But yeah, it's just like normal over here for girls to do it, which is amazing. I mean, there's no like question about it, or there's no like you don't feel like you shouldn't be doing that, if that makes sense. So it's great.
That's so good to hear. I have I've had a few conversations with a few different like female drivers
Mm-hmm.
about the whole topic of being referred to as a female racer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a mixed bag. Whether some they don't really mind, others hate being referred to as a female racer and they just want to be known as a racer.
Mm.
What's your sort of standpoint? Do you have an opinion? Are you not bothered?
Yeah, I don't think I'm really bothered. Like I've never thought about it like that. Everyone kind of understands that racing is boys and girls and it's a mixed field. So I don't think
Yeah.
I'm bothered either way. Like I am a female and I'm racing, so either way it's like as long as
Yeah.
I'm, you know, doing what I'm doing, I don't think it really affects me.
No, that's so good. Well, obviously, you've made the huge jump over to Japan. If you're able to talk about it, what's next on your radar? What's the next thing your sights are set on?
Well, this weekend I've got testing today. I've got a 10-hour enduro over the next 2 days, and then I've got one of the Vita championship rounds. So this week's pretty crazy, but we're already pretty much planning 2 years in advance. So, and we've always run like that, planning 2 years ahead. Um, but yeah, it's all in the works at the moment, and I'm open to obviously taking opportunities as they come. So we are planning as much as we can, but also like creating opportunities as they come.
Got to take what throws itself at you, and you seem like you
Exactly.
can adapt to any style of racing so far. So I think it'd be interesting to see what else we can see you in.
Yeah.
On that same thought, what is the ultimate dream for you? Like, are you looking Formula One, where super Formula in Japan? Like, what's
Uh-huh.
what's the dream?
But the dream for me was the Rising Stars program. So once that was achieved, I was like, wow, like anything's possible. But really for
Yeah,
me, it's any car, any track. Like I want to drive it, I want to race there. So like I just want to be able to
yeah,
experience all different kinds of motorsport. And this is the third country I've raced in, and it's just like everywhere is so different, and it's so like exciting to experience how it all works around the world. So I really like I love traveling as well. So I think like being able to experience every car and every track, it's like that's the goal for me.
yeah. Just tick off a bucket list of tracks, cars. I think that would be so cool.
That
You're
would be
living the dream. You're living everybody's dream. I feel a bit of a random one, but should a young girl looking to get into racing come up to you and say help, what is your first and biggest piece of advice you could give them to get somewhere?
uh I think realistically, like there's so many people that want to get into motorsport, but I think you should go to a racetrack, like hang around the pits, speak to people, like see the environment of a racetrack and a race event and see what you get out of that and if it's something that you really want to do. I think if that is something that you really want to do, like buy a cheap car off Facebook Marketplace. I got one for free and enter Kana Cross events and just like learn
Yeah,
as much as you can and pick up like ask people questions, talk to people. Just there's so much learning that is involved in racing, and I think if you want to get to the higher levels, it's all about learning and soaking in as much as you can to be able to progress your skills, and that's what it's all about. But I think, um, yeah, if it's something that you really want to do, then like do it. Be your own like motivator and create the opportunities for yourself. And I think that's one of the biggest things that my family and I have always done, not only like looking for opportunities, but creating them for yourself because there's like hundreds of thousands of other kids around the world wanting to get to the highest levels of motorsport and kind of waiting for the opportunities to come their way. But that's obviously not going to happen. So you've got to get yourself out there and like make things happen for yourself.
100%. I feel like that goes so hand in hand with like the entirety of motorsport. Like, if you want to work in the marketing, driving, whatever, I feel like you have to go make those opportunities for yourself because unfortunately,
100%.
for the most part, they're not going to come looking for you. So, like,
Uh-huh.
you've got to make yourself out there. You did
100%.
mention your Carnicross, which is something I completely forgot about. But how was that as an experience for you? What made you decide to go down that route?
Well, at the go-kart track back at home, there's a carnicross track next door, so we always knew about it because there'd be cars like doing donuts around in the dirt, puffing up, and we're like, oh, that kind of looks like fun. So one day we literally got a car for free off Facebook Marketplace just to go and do laps so I could learn how to drive a manual car. This was after the Ferrari Driver Academy program. I was only learning how to drive a car because I think that program made me really realize, wow, I actually don't know what I'm doing. I need to figure out how to drive before I can actually go and do crazy things like this. But um, yeah, back to the carnicross. It was something that we did a few times and we're like, wow, this is literally just so much fun. Like the people are so fun and inviting, and it's competitive, yet you're not, like, the fun isn't taken away from it. So we started traveling just around Queensland doing a few carnicross events, and it was so much fun. It's such a different kind of field and category, and it made me get an understanding of how much you can push a car, especially on the dirt in a low powered car. I really had to push the car to its limits because it wasn't gonna drive itself. So yeah, it was great for developing my skills, I guess.
Well, a lot of people suggest like going to like these carnicross events like when you're like starting out and like wanting to become a driver. Do you think it is like a good starting point? Like obviously you mentioned that is a good point to get into. Do you think it's like simple? Because obviously I don't think anything about racing is ever going to be simple as such, but do you think it is like learner friendly like that?
It's super budget friendly. You can get pretty much a whole. It depends what you're doing, but you could get a whole year out of one set of tires. And it seems like there's carnicross events like across most of Australia. And I think from like a starting point, you can learn a lot from karting, and it can become super competitive, which you also learn like crazy amounts from, and a lot of racecraft and like super close battling. But carnicross also has that, like, you're pushing yourself to your limits because you want to achieve that quickest time. So I think you can learn a lot from both.
Yeah, no, that's so cool. Maybe I'll start it.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm cut out for it. I'm gonna give it a crack.
No,
Who knows?
anyone can do it. You should go for it.
Okay, you convinced me. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go find a cheap car to do it.
Yeah.
A bit of shameless self promo. If anyone's wanting to follow your journey, where's best to find you online to keep up with you?
All my tags are Jure Portelli Racing. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. But yeah, I keep pretty active on social media, so trying to, keep everyone along the journey. But I also do reply to messages, so don't feel shy to send me a message if you have any questions or advice. Yeah, I keep active, so.
Harass her with messages. Tell her how good she's doing. I will also link all those below, so you don't even have to search for her. Click the button. There's no reason not to follow her now. There's no reason not to. And finally, we're gonna wrap it up with like, I guess not really like a racing specific question, but in one word, how do you describe the feeling of being behind the wheel?
The feeling of being behind a wheel is addictive. I think a lot of people who race cars or anything can agree with me. The one thing that you wish you could do is just be behind it more. Like, you want to race more. You're always constantly waiting for the next race weekend or test day because you want to be behind the wheel more. So I think it's addictive.
I've never heard anybody like say that, but I feel like that's probably the most accurate thing I've heard. Absolutely accurate. I've driven a go-kart twice, and now I'm like, I could do that. I'm going to get a go-kart. I could so do that. I'm slow, but
no, it's addictive.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's perfect way to wrap up this episode. Get yourself into motorsport, give it a crack. You'll be addicted, but like Jure has said, anyone can do it. Get yourself a cheap car off Facebook, get yourself down to a MotoCarna event, and see what happens.
See what happens. You could be racing in another country in a couple of years.
You could be at Mount Fuji. You have no idea.
I can't actually see the mountain because it's really rainy and cloudy today, but I'm still here.
In polar opposite weather. Back in Australia, it is sunny and hot after like 2 weeks of rain. Now you've got all the rain. Sorry.
It's okay. It'll be good doing some rain practice today.
Yeah, that sounds like it'll be so much fun. I don't think I could handle driving in the rain. I hate driving my road car in the rain, but you always make it look so much fun. So, best of luck for your busy weekend ahead, first of all.
Thank you so much.
And best of luck for the rest. Potentially, we will maybe meet up again at the end of the year, start of next, and see
recap
where you've progressed. I don't know. We can always check in again, recap. But if you guys would like to see Jure back on the podcast, let us know, and I'll have to harass her to make it happen.
Yeah.
But on that note, thank you for this episode. I'm so sorry, Jure. We have an awfully embarrassing ending to this show, and we simply do this really weird wave.
Oh my god!
So on that note, oh, I love them.